Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Love, Truth, and Wisdom Tarot Guidance. My name is Sharnetta. I hope you all are having an enjoyable day or evening so far. So today's pick a card reading topic is going to be, what does Spirit want to remind you of? So basically we're going to be looking into messages from Spirit and what they're trying to remind you of something that you may be missing or just oblivious to at the moment, whatever the case may be. So we have 3 piles here to choose from. Feel free to pick more than one if you feel guided to do so, as more than one pile may resonate with you, because this is a general reading, so not all the messages will resonate, and that's okay. Just take what does and leave the rest. This is also timeless, so whenever this reading finds you is when you're meant to hear the messages. I am doing personal readings right now, so if you would like to get a personal reading from me, I'll leave that information down below. I am running a special right now for February for the next 2 weeks, 15 days of 2 love readings that I have on sale, so make sure you check that out. That information will be down below. Also, I am on Patreon now, so if you feel like pledging over there, supporting me over on Patreon, feel free to do so. That information will also be down below in the description box. And then I just want to thank you all who have donated, liked, shared, subscribed, supported my channel in any way. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for all your love and kind words and just kindness. And I love reading your comments and everything. You guys are so great, and I'm so appreciative of every single one of you. I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this reading. Hello, my beautiful pile 1 people. If you chose the present or the gift box, this is your reading for what Spirit wants to remind you of. So I'm really picking up some type of fear here. Spirit wants to remind you that you are protected and divinely guided to start this new beginning in your life. I feel like a lot of you who chose this pile are kind of finding yourself in this new place, whether it's a mindset, a location. There's just something new about your energy here, and you may not be sure about it. You may be scared to pursue it, or go down this journey of it. Whatever the case may be, I do think that there's a new beginning and a fresh start at your doorstep, or like I said, you could be already embarking on it, but there's some fear here that you may not feel comfortable embarking on this new journey or this new beginning for whatever reason. I do feel like a lot of you are very highly intuitive and very spiritual in nature. I'm getting Pisces energy a lot, or maybe just a water sign, but I'm really getting Pisces and an air. So you could be a Pisces or a water sign or an air sign. Don't have to be, but I am getting that type of energy. And I do feel like a lot of you know intuitively like what's right for you, what's wrong for you personally, but I feel like you kind of like suppress it or deny it a lot of the times, and Spirit wants to remind you to not do that, because it's a gift. I do feel like a lot of you are very gifted in your intuitive and empathetic and empathic type of spiritual gifts. I do feel like a lot of you hold a lot of spiritual gifts that you don't make use of as much as you should, and Spirit wants to remind you to make use of those gifts. You have them for a reason, and yeah, you have them for a reason. So in terms of your first oracle card here, we have protection, and it says call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. I do feel like Spirit wants to remind you to protect your energy at all times and to call back your power. I do feel like you may have given your power away to certain situations, people, places, and things. And, we are energetic beings. So, sometimes we leave resonance of our energy in places, and that can make us feel depleted when we're alone, or just kind of low energy because we haven't retrieved or called back some of our power that we left there, especially in highly intense emotional situations or challenges or difficulties where it just took a lot of our energy emotionally or mentally. It's really important to call back your energy once those situations are done with, or whether you're still in that situation, environment, or with that person. It's really good to kind of take some time out by yourself, call back your energy, and just kind of Ask spirit, ask your guides, ask, God, source, creator, whatever you call upon, to kind of bring you back into center and bring you back to a place where you feel more energized and more available to people, more available to yourself, more available to your environment. I feel like this is like something in your environment is changing. You have like a new beginning in your environment, maybe new friends, maybe you're living with new people, you're moving in with family, you're starting your own family. I feel like this is a lot about like family, friends, like other people as well. So spirit wants to remind you to protect your energy at all costs, because I do feel like you could be around certain people that make you feel like you have to maybe like dim yourself down or dumb yourself down, or kind of not, you can't, it's almost like you feel like you can't be completely honest, you can't be completely yourselves around certain people. And spirit is reminding you that you can always be yourself, you can always speak your truth no matter what. You don't have to be scared or fearful of the consequences of speaking your truth, especially since they're divinely guided and directed, and spirit is like telling you basically with that inner voice on like, basically spirit is like with you, holding your hand step by step, telling you like, or like supporting you or guiding you as to where you should go and maybe where you should place your energy and where you shouldn't. So there's nothing to fear. I think it's just more about trusting yourself. I feel like maybe you've always known that you've had these special gifts and these powers, but you've maybe been around people who have been jealous of those powers, or maybe not understand them, or just feel like it was just like an uncomfortable type of situation where maybe when you were a child, you were always very highly attuned and you saw things and you felt things, and it was not really, it was just really frowned upon by your caretakers, at that time. And so you kind of repressed it as a bad thing and suppressed it and kind of like neglected it and like really like shoved it away. But I do feel like your intuition has been speaking very loudly lately and very clear, but you're ignoring it. I'm getting a strong like sense of ignoring your intuition in this group. So but yeah, so anyways, spirit, it wants to remind you to take back your power, to look at who and what drains your energy, and and just to look at like who's around you and how you feel around certain people. We do have the observe card, so I do feel like observing is probably your best bet. Spirit wants to remind you to observe. It's perfectly okay to observe and to use that as it's basically like a special gift of yours, because once you observe and kind of take a step back and kind of like, oh, what's the word I want to say? I can't remember, but kind of just basically observe and just take a step back and see how you feel around certain people, certain environments. That's your intuition speaking. That's spirit speaking to you as to where you should be and where you shouldn't be, and to listen to that and to trust that. So I do feel like it's really important. Spirit wants to remind you to always check in with yourself as to how you're feeling. Your energy is really sacred and your energetic space is really sacred, so you should treat them as such. And I feel like there's a lot of like neglecting this part of you, this like spiritual part of you, and I feel like it's also because you may neglect it or suppress it a lot, it affects your creativity, because I do feel like you're a very creative person, a very imaginative person, and your imagination, your creativity is how we co-create with the universe. So I feel like you may not be co-creating what you really want because you're kind of neglecting a really important piece of yourself that wants to play in this co-creation, that wants to also like be a part of you creating the world that you want to live in, the lifestyle that you want to live in the future that you want. So spirit's really reminding you to keep your energy clear, take what works, leave what doesn't. I feel like even if there's nothing going on with you like right now, I feel like this is like a past thing that you could still be connected to. So you could still be connected to like a traumatic event in the past, like in your childhood, or a relationship of the past, or maybe just a memory or something like that. But I just feel like you need to call back your power from it, and you need to check into your body on how you feel when you are, like I was saying, around a certain person or thinking of a certain thing or whatever the case may be. I feel like this is also about like chakra clearing and like seeing what chakras need to be like cleaned up and healed and and like an energetic cleanup basically is what I'm thinking of. I'm so sorry, I cannot speak of my words today. I don't know why, but anyways, so this is would really be beneficial to you. Spirit is saying to remind you to kind of maybe listen to chakra music, chakra meditations. They have really good ones on YouTube. Maybe check that out. Maybe look up and do some research about chakras and maybe cutting cords. Be careful with that, because I know there's different things and rules about cutting cords and stuff, but maybe look into it and see what's safe for you to do and what's not safe for you to do, and kind of maybe look into like soul retrievals and like Akashic records, ancestral karma, stuff like that. I feel like would be really beneficial to you right now, because you may be feeling really alone, or feeling like you're the only one that's like this, maybe thinking, or you felt that you were different and weird because you could feel and sense things so strongly, but it was just because you were around the wrong people, if that makes sense. You're not weird, you know, you're not strange. Like it's a gift basically. It's a very special gift that needs to be honored and treated as very sacred and shared with special people, you know, people that you trust, people that trust you. We have new beginnings and a fresh start. So it says, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support, and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. So that's like a little prayer that's on the card. I do feel like like I was saying, new opportunities are going to be offered to you. New support is going to be offered to you. I do feel like like you could be coming into your soul tribe really quickly here. I feel like you have released a lot. I feel like maybe this is something that you're going through right now, but you have already released so much. And I think maybe for most of you, this is like past stuff, because I'm getting that kind of strongly. It's creeping up a little bit that this could be like past issues, past situations that you may still be holding on to energetically. So basically, Spirit wants to remind you to trust them, trust yourself as you experience these new beginnings, these life changes, this letting go of the past, this releasing, this calling back your power, and just trust that you know what you're doing, and trust that you're not like crazy, you know what I mean? Because I feel like maybe some of you think you're crazy for feeling and looking into this kind of stuff and doing stuff like that, and that's not the case. Like, you are very much sane. Energy is all we are, it's all we have, it's what this whole world is about. You are first and foremost a spiritual being before you are a human being. You are definitely both, but it's always spirit, it's always energy first. So just remember that. Then we have compromise, and I do feel like compromise is about balance. It's about truth, authenticity, trusting yourself, and knowing when to compromise and when not to compromise. I feel like that's a really important lesson for you guys to learn. Spirit is really reminding you that compromise does not mean compromising your integrity, your truth, your moral beliefs and stuff like that. It's kind of like, I feel like Spirit is reminding you to kind of know the true definition of compromise, because I feel like maybe you thought compromise was one thing and it's really something else. I feel like you just have like a misinterpretation of compromise. So that could be something that's going on right now. And I do feel like with this new start, this new beginning, it's going to require some compromises. And like I said, it's not anything that's going to compromise your truth, your authenticity, your integrity, your moral beliefs. If it is doing that thing, or if you feel like you have to compromise any of those, that's not really a compromise, and that's not something you should compromise yourself on. That's more of like kind of neglecting, suppressing yourself basically. So I feel like there's something about compromise that may be important for you to look into, or just find some balance and try to see if you can like have a win-win situation is basically what I'm getting. And then we have the High Priestess of Air. It is number 6. So 6 is all about love. So this could be in regards to a love situation, but I do feel like for most of you, it's like universal love, collective love, like the whole consciousness of love, like the energy itself. I feel like with the High Priestess of Air, it's more about communication, because air represents communication, the way we think, the way we feel, or not the way we feel, but the way we think, logic, reason, using your mind. I do feel like This is saying to think before you act, because we have the observe card under it. So really think before you act. Really observe what's going on before you react or respond to a situation. I feel like you're very blessed with a really wonderful mind and imagination, and it's highly attuned to spirit. And you are like I was saying, a very creative person. You have a very strong imagination that can really manifest whatever you want, but you suppress it or just neglect it because of hurt from the past. I do feel like this could revolve around some inner childhood wounding that you may want to look into, because with the Page of Cups, that speaks to me of a child, and it is reversed. So I do feel like you're kind of there's some inner child wounds here that are kind of blocking you from your intuition, and spirit really wants to remind you to kind of pay attention to that, to kind of look into that, clean that up, and see how you feel. Maybe reflect on your childhood and see how you feel about certain things, see what stands out, see what comes to mind, and if it makes you feel uncomfortable, scared, anxiety, fearful, sad, or anything of the sort, that's where the blockage is, and that's where it needs to be kind of cleaned up so you can move forward into this brand new beginning and this fresh start. I do feel like your communication with spirit is highly, highly in tune right now and highly enhanced for this reason, because I do feel whatever you're going through right now is a major step in a completely new direction that you're not really comfortable with. It's something you're totally new to, whether this is maybe diving more into your Akashic records, your soul, your spiritual practices, and just getting more esoteric knowledge and stuff like that. Like something you're going deeper into that's a new beginning that you may be a little bit fearful of, or just unsure of for whatever reason. And spirit's saying they are communicating with you like 24/7. So you could be seeing a lot of numbers, you could be seeing flashes of different colors. I am getting like blues and purples a lot, which is all about the throat and the third eye. You could be seeing a lot of feathers. I don't know, just like you could be seeing a lot of stuff, but I feel like spirit is really communicating with you like 24/7. I feel like and also I feel like you could be in a place where a lot of people are communicating with you. Maybe you communicate for your work, or maybe you're going to start work or a new project where you have to communicate a lot, and spirit is with you, guiding you every step of the way, like almost like where you don't even have to do the work. All you have to do is listen, trust, and just say what they are guiding you to say, and that's all you have to do. That's how strong your intuition is. That's how strong of a connection you have to spirit. And I do feel like all of this will help you make calculated decisions when moving forward in this new journey, especially when it comes to compromise. So we have like the Seven of Swords, Page of Cups reverse, and the High Priestess reverse. The Seven of Swords is also reversed. So all these reversals speak to me of like stagnant energy. They also speak to me of like internal energy. So this is a really good time. Spirit wants to remind you to really go inside right now. This may not be the time to be like really around a lot of people or really talking to a lot of people, even though I said you may be talking to people, but not a lot of people, not for long hours of the day. If you can help it, just this is a good time to really spend some time alone and meditate. I really feel that with the High Priestess reverse and the Page of Cups reverse. The Seven of Swords reverse speaks about no longer lying to yourself, no longer being deceived by yourself or others, no longer, it's really about speaking the truth and coming clean and no longer hiding who you really are. So I do feel like with this being reversed, this is what's happening, or this is what is about to happen, or Spirit's reminding you that this is going to happen or is happening right now. And it's to get you to open up to your intuition. With the Page of Cups reversed, this is a really like, it's just kind of to me like a wounded child card. I don't know why I see it that way, but that's what's coming up. And I just feel like it's also speaks about you missing certain signs, like when I was saying like Spirit is really communicating with you, and I feel like you're missing these signs, especially since the High Priestess is reversed. You're really not catching the signs. I feel like you could be feeling a little bit oversensitive to certain things. Maybe every little thing someone does that may not be really intentional may hurt your feelings, or you're just crying a lot or feeling really down a lot when you see sad things or hear about sad things. I feel like there's like an oversensitivity though. Like it's because there's like a wound in you that is needing to be healed. This inner child is kind of calling out for you to help and pay attention to it. So you could be also, I was saying, feeling blocked with your creativity, but I do feel like you're just in a place right now where You just don't feel like you're flourishing. Maybe you're concerned more about the world and everything that's going on in the world, and you don't feel like the world is flourishing. But whatever the case may be, I feel like you're feeling this way because there's something that you have suppressed for so long that just needs to be healed. Especially like I was saying with the High Priestess reverse. It's just you could be listening to a lot of gossip. So Spirit's reminding you to be careful and be discerning and observe who you listen to and what you listen to, because that's really important. I feel like you could be I feel like there's like mistruths around or something, like gossip and mistruths. So this is something to observe and figure out what resonates with you and what doesn't, and whatever doesn't to kind of leave behind and don't take on as the truth, because it's not. I feel like people around you could have hidden agendas, or maybe you have a hidden agenda in some way. Whatever the case may be, this is just more strongly you fearing your intuitive abilities and you not paying attention to the signs. Synchronicities are around you, you not paying attention to your inner voice. You feeling like you have to keep certain things to yourself, you have to keep secrets, and it's maybe making you look, especially with the Seven of Swords reverse, I feel like you have kept secrets, or you feel like you have to keep whatever you're doing in this new beginning a secret because you're afraid of how people will respond, or you're afraid that people won't understand, or they will gossip about you, or whatever the case may be. And Spirit is saying definitely not to do that. You are a sacred being of light, and you don't need to hide yourself from anyone. And if you feel like you need to hide yourself from someone, then that's not someone that you need to be around. And that could be, mom, dad, sister, it doesn't matter label wise. Like if that person makes you feel bad or scared or just low vibe or takes so much from you, like energy vampire, then that's not someone that you should be spending that much time around, if not at like any time around them, if you can help it. Like it's basically Spirit is reminding you to distance yourself from anyone that keeps you feeling blocked, stuck, like really not really triggering, but triggers you in a way. Look at the trigger, be aware of the trigger, and then look at that person and see like why that person may have triggered you, or why that person may have said those things or did those things and it triggered you. There's a lot of reflection and observing to go on within, especially within, and then without. I feel like this is like a whole new thing that you're doing, that you're trying out, that you're coming into awareness of. But I am hearing Spirit saying, like, remind you to pay attention to who you listen to, because there's a lot of misguidance out there. There's a lot of mistruths out there. So just really pay attention to who you listen to and what you listen to. That's also a really, really important message I'm picking up here. But, yeah, so I do feel like also Spirit wants to remind you to kind of look at the bigger picture when it comes to certain things. And to learn how to accept what is, and know that just because it's like this right now, it won't be like that forever. I feel like you may be telling yourself a certain story over and over again, or hearing a certain story over and over again, or whatever the case may be. There's like this repetitive thinking or behavior pattern, a habit that you may need to let go of and release, and try to tell yourself a different story. I really feel like you really have to pay close attention to the details right now of like who you're around, what you read, everything. Like it's really, really imperative, and really pay attention to how you feel when you read it, when you see it, when you look at it, when you like everything. Like I feel like there's just a really keen eye to detail right now that Spirit really wants to remind you of, because they want you to get more in tune with your intuition. So they need you to practice this, and just practice certain things. It doesn't have to be so serious and so like boring, but it's just good to practice like how you feel and what you feel and why you feel it, and really clean up those areas so that you can express yourself and share your gifts with the world and with others you care about, and with yourself, and really appreciate yourself for the sacred being you are, and really just be a lot more happier and just at peace and balance and stable and authentic. So that is what I see for you guys. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this resonated. If not, feel free to pick another pile if you feel guided to do so. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Hello, my second pile, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the lock and key, this is your reading for what Spirit wants to remind you of. So this is an interesting bio. I feel like this is kind of a heavier energy that I'm feeling right now, so that you could be going through. I feel like spirit is reminding you honestly that you're kind of like miserable. Um Let me explain. So I feel like, okay, so we have like the Nine of Swords reversed, the Three of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed. All of these are reversed, which mean to me, when I see reversals, it's just a lot of internal energy, and then the cards are not that great. So I feel like you could be miserable, like honestly. But I also feel like maybe for a few of you, you could be like ignoring this miserableness that you're feeling, or like suppressing it for some reason, and trying to like stick with something that's making you miserable, trying to kind of do something, or I don't know. I feel like you're in a situation, or you're sticking with a situation, or you're with a certain person that's just causing you a lot of angst, a lot of anxiety, a lot of like just miserableness, maybe even a lot of heartache, or just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just like really anxious energy. But it's like spirit is reminding you that you can detach from the situation at any time. Once you become aware of it and kind of accept it and look at it for what it is, you can detach from it. There's nothing stopping you but you. And I feel like maybe for a few of you, you may have detached from the situation, kind of, is what I'm hearing from spirit. In the way where, because of this Eight of Cups reverse, I feel like you did walk away from something, you did let go of something, but you're kind of regretting that decision, or maybe thinking you made the wrong decision or the wrong choice. You're still kind of energetically or like emotionally attached to it, because you keep thinking about it and keep thinking of like, maybe you could have done something different, or maybe you didn't have to come to this, or whatever the situation may be. I feel like you're just regretting, or like a little bit of your decision, and feeling maybe you should go back, but that's causing you angst, and then you moving forward may be causing you angst. So there's just a lot of angst, and like, not to laugh, there's just a lot of like, you just don't know what to do. And I feel like it's keeping you up at night a lot. I feel like with this Nine of Swords reverse, it's just kind of deeply rooted. It's deep in your subconscious. You may have really bad dreams about the situation, whatever it may be, or you just may, I just feel like there's just a lot of anxiety. And I do feel like spirit is really, those dreams have a lot of hidden messages in them that can help you get out of the situation, that can help you move forward, that can help you detach. Even though they may be scary and bad dreams, the fact that you're having them mean something. Even though you may be really hurt in your dreams, or maybe it's just kind of, there's something specific in your dreams that's bringing you awareness to what is actually going on, if you look into it more, and not maybe just ignore it, or just think of it as whatever, it was just like a bad dream, or I ate too many cookies, or whatever the case may be. There's a message in it, and it's about some like unresolved pain, unresolved resentment, or just like regret, some type of pain. Whether, I do feel like it may be past pain because of this Eight of Cups reverse, so it's something that could have happened in the past, or something that's happening now that you want to maybe put in the past, but you can't. There's just a really specific pain, like headache and heartache, so like mental and, emotional pain that you are going through at this moment. And spirit wants to remind you to know what you want, and be specific in that matter, and be specific in what you want. So first you have to like understand your pain, understand what's going on, and understand your needs as to why you're having pain. So let's say you are really sad because you had to break up with your boyfriend, and so you just feel maybe really, I don't know, really bad that you cussed him out. Like that was your last conversation, is you cussing him out or whatever, and you feel really bad about it. So what you need in that situation is forgiveness, is compassion, is to understand why you felt the need, or why you felt like you had to cuss him out, instead of you speaking with compassion, you speaking your truth, firm but steady. You know what I mean? It's like, what did you need in that situation that you didn't give yourself? So this is about meeting your needs. I hope that metaphor made sense. So what do you need in this situation right now? Because your pain is always giving you a solution to what you need, as well as your happiness. Any emotion is giving you a signal as to you are missing something, and you need to go meet that need, if that makes sense. So we have here, align your life. So this says, what is not aligned or needs to change. So like I was saying, I feel like you're in alignment with something, or you're in a situation that needs to change. And by change, I do feel like detaching, whether it be spiritually, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it. I feel like it's a lot of mental and emotional and spiritual. So I think it's like the whole thing you need to just maybe detach from. Spirit is asking you to detach from it, even if it's not, it doesn't have to be forever, but for the moment, because it's not doing you any good right now. I do feel maybe you need to look into what is no longer in alignment, in terms of like in terms of like in alignment with who you are, and you changing, you evolving, you growing. There could be many different things. It could be one thing that you need to detach from. I feel like it might be one big specific thing, but then it's like it has like ties to little other things in your life that are bothering you. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I think you get the gist of it. So I do feel like you have been maybe told who you are supposed to be in the world, told what you're supposed to do. I mean, we all have been told. That's just how society and humanity has been for so long, as we always just come into this world and people tell us who we are, what we do, what we need to do, this, and in my like truth, I feel like that's not the way we're supposed to live. That's not fair. I don't feel like it's accurate to our spiritual bodies. I feel it's not accurate. I don't think that's something that we need to do. But anyways, so I do feel like maybe you feel the same way, or you just feel like, you're fragmented in some way, where you feel like you're a completely different person, but people think you're this way, or something like that. And maybe you want to do this thing, but people think you should do this thing because this, and this, but you feel guided intuitively to do something else, or guided intuitively to be with someone else, or to move, or to pursue a new path, pursue a spiritual path. I feel like, it's like you suppressing yourself and your authenticity and your truth and who you are is what's causing most of this pain. And by most, I mean like 90 to 99% of this pain. And it has affected all areas of your life, your relationships, maybe your work, just everything in some way, shape, or form. So I do feel like Spirit is asking you to learn more about who you are and really try to embody who you are, and ignore people who want you to be different, who want you to be something else other than yourself, because I feel like these people who are hurting you are not doing it intentionally. It's like because they don't know any better, and because it was done to them, and so on and so forth. So I do feel like it's like something, it may have to do with that. I feel like Spirit's reminding you that you don't have to put up this facade. You don't have to hold on to this facade, and to just embrace who you truly are, and to surrender to your life changing again. I feel like you may be afraid that you're in a situation that you have found yourself in time after time, and you may not understand why. And Spirit is reminding you because it's like a deeper rooted pain. It's a deeper rooted issue that I feel like you dream about a lot. I feel like you just know it. It's like in the back of your subconscious, but it's so deeply like down that you're not consciously aware of it on any level. And this is something that you're really gonna have to look into. I feel like it has a lot to do with the way you talk or speak to yourself. I feel like it has a lot to do with just the past and memories and stories you were told and have been you've been told, and that you've held on to, that just don't resonate with you. And they never really did, I feel, but you kind of just went along with it. And the more that you went along with it, the more that you kind of just fragmented yourself and kind of, just suppressed a lot of your truth and who you really are. And Spirit is reminding you that you just can't do that anymore. It's time to speak up. It's time to grow up. It's time to kind of move on with your life and like align yourself with who you truly are, and to surrender to who you are, and to surrender who you're no longer, who you're, what am I trying to say? Surrender what no longer resonates with you. Sorry. Okay, so I do feel like this is gonna ask you to be really courageous, to kind of step into the person that you're meant to be, basically. So this is something that you really have to learn to embrace fully. I feel like this is going to make you really uncomfortable. Spirit is reminding you that that's okay, to just embrace your weirdness, to embrace your uniqueness. You definitely have outgrown a situation. You've outgrown some either relationship, a circumstance, a behavior pattern, something, and it's time to get into alignment with who you truly are and who you want to grow into. It's like, really pay attention to like what is no longer working in your life. And then with detach from the situation, there's a little prayer down here, and it's Archangel Michael. It says, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear, drama, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. So I do feel like this is basically saying everything that I was saying prior. It's time to kind of cut your attachment to fear, to drama, to people's reactions, people's responses to how you are aligning to your truth, and really ask Archangel Michael or whoever you feel comfortable asking for support in this, and to know that there is peace in this situation. You can find peace. You will find peace. You are peace. It's just about tapping into it and trusting this fact, basically. Trusting the situation is for your betterment, trusting that there's peace here, trusting that, just basically trusting yourself that you can do this, that you can align with who you are, because you have aligned with who you are not for so long. I think your soul is just kind of crying out, is just really, really miserable, and you could just find yourself being really, really miserable or agitated, or just kind of like really happy one minute and then really sad the next, and just really like just miserable. And I feel like maybe for some of you, you could be missing someone. Like you miss someone that you used to be with, and you just feel like there's no way to get this person back, or you feel like there's no way to get this person back, and you feel like, there's nothing you can do, but you can do something. And I feel like a lot of you may need to detach from this, because this is triggering something deeper within you that started maybe in childhood or in a past relationship or something like that, before you can like get back with someone or go back to a situation. Because I do feel like there's like a coming back around here, but not right now. I feel like it's really important to kind of focus on yourself and to go inward at the moment and wait. With this wait card here, I feel like you have to wait until it's the right time for you to kind of go back to a situation. Even if it's just detaching for like a week or like an hour or whatever the case may be, you're gonna return to it. But Spirit is reminding you to return to it from a place of vision. With this vision card here, return to it from a place of like love, intuition, balance, grace, compassion, love, because I feel like this is like divine feminine energy. And with the moon, I feel like it's very intuitive. So wait until it's the right timing. I feel like maybe Spirit's reminding you of the full moon. I feel like full moons are important. Maybe this past one we just had, I'm feeling this after the Leo full moon that we had a couple days ago. So that could have been its significant. Probably shedded a lot of light or truth to a situation you were in that you were really not feeling. Or from whenever you see this, I feel like the full moon is going to be an important time frame to really get specific and to really release, because full moons are all about releasing, and we do have detach here. So I do feel like this is something around the full moon is really important, and to be really specific about what you want to manifest after you release something. So with the specific matters here, it says be as specific as feels good, narrow it down. The universe can only give you what you ask for. So you really need to be aligned with what you want out of a situation. Detach from it first and really get into alignment and sit with yourself once you kind of see your needs, what needs are being met, what needs are not, and be as specific as possible. Like maybe you need to feel heard. So maybe ask yourself how you can feel more heard. How can you listen to yourself so you can feel heard? If you're not getting it from outside, you have to give it to yourself. So maybe and then it's like being specific at what that looks like a strategy type thing. So I do feel like maybe saying like, okay, so me listening to me looks like me, writing my journal and reading it out loud and listening to what I'm writing and saying and stuff like that. Whatever, you get the gist of it. So I do feel like that specific in whatever matter, whatever situation you find yourself in that you want to fix or heal, because I do feel like there's a desire to fix it, to heal it, to go back to it, to kind of mend it in some way, and you can't do it right now. You can't do it from where you are right now, because Spirit is reminding you that you need to see the situation from a different perspective and align and see if it's aligning with you, and see if you can maybe align more to yourself to see if it's maybe this, is it the situation that's well, obviously if you're misaligned, I feel like the situation's misaligned, but anyways, detach from the situation and like align to yourself so you can see it from a different perspective. You can see it from a place of clarity, a place of vision, like I said, a place of intuition, instead of this place of pain and hurt, anxiety, paranoia and fear and regret and resentment and stuff like that. So we do have 2 8s here. So 8s always remind me of like infinity, obviously, strength, power, manifestation, abundance. So Spirit wants to remind you how abundant you are, what a powerful manifester you are. I feel like around the full moon is where you manifest the most. I do feel like Spirit is saying that you are very powerful and you're stronger than what you think you are. And not physically strong, like mentally and emotionally, you're way stronger than what you give yourself credit for. So Spirit really wants to remind you to start paying attention to really how strong you are, and remind yourself and tell yourself how strong you are, because you are, and this is nothing that you can't fix and nothing that you can't get through. So yeah, so that is what I see for you guys. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you gave you some type of guidance and clarity to your situation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will speak to you all later. Take care. Hello, my third pile. If you chose the bell, this is your reading for what Spirit wants to remind you of. So the first thing I was picking up when I was dealing your cards is we have the Deceit card. And what I heard was deception is in the air. I feel like someone's deceiving you. There's someone around you who's deceiving you, who may be envious of you, envious of your like power and your nature. And Spirit wants to remind you to not let this stop you from following your bliss, because I do feel like it could be people who are jealous of your creativity or what you're doing in your life, something that makes you really happy, something that really inspires you and makes you feel really creative, and it just meets your heart and your mind. It's aligned to really who you are. I feel like there's someone that might be trying to keep you from doing that, or making you feel bad for doing it, or just causing unnecessary struggles and just stuff like that. And Spirit is really asking you to like stand your ground, create some boundaries, and really like call in on your inner strength right now, because there's someone that's around you that doesn't have your highest good at the moment, if at all. And there may be some type of like argument. I feel like this is really petty though, so that's the vibe I'm getting. But there's someone who doesn't want to see you shine, who doesn't want to see you succeed, who doesn't want to see you happy or follow your bliss. And I feel like there's boundaries that need to be created in this situation. Spirit's reminding you that you need to set these boundaries, and you need to establish better boundaries for yourself and for others at the moment, because there are some really big happy changes that are happening in your life, the more that you follow your bliss. Because I feel like maybe some of you could have stopped following your bliss. Maybe there's something that you want to do, but there's people in between you and your desires, your wish, your bliss, your wishes, your goals, your dreams. And it's like this 5 of Wands reverse, and I feel like there's something blocking you from that. And I feel like it's other people's just opinions and beliefs and stuff like that of what you should do. But I do feel like this being reversed, I don't know if they have your interest at heart, because this is really like a petty energy to me. But reverse, I don't know. And then with the star reverse, I just feel like these people don't really maybe believe that you can do it or something, or believe in you. There's some interference with like people in your dreams, and they're deceiving you in some way. I do feel like most of this is envy, but there is like people deceiving you, just maybe afraid for you to follow your dreams because they don't want you to fail or something like that. But it's like 50-50, to be honest. So I do feel like, yeah, better boundaries need to be at the forefront here. I do feel like Spirit is reminding you that you can say yes only when you really mean yes, and don't say yes when you really mean no. I feel like there's a message here about meeting your own needs and really asking yourself what part of you needs something from the outside world, what part of you needs something where maybe from this person or situation where you're always agreeing for the sake of agreeing or just saying yes to kind of not get into a fight, but it's like killing your dream, and it's maybe not empowering you to follow your bliss. It's just kind of taking your energy, which is taking your energy from your bliss and what inspires you and all that stuff. And in this new direction that I do find yourself going in, that's going to create some really big happy changes because it's very much aligned with you spiritually. This is like a spiritual gift that you're sharing, or that you're definitely sharing, that you're creating to share with the world, and to just, it just makes you feel happy. And as all gifts do, it just makes you feel connected. It just makes you feel aligned. I feel like me describing your feeling about this is, it's really passionate, and it's really, it just invokes you. It just entices you. It just makes you really like happy, basically, which is all following your bliss is about. So Spirit is reminding you to create these clearer boundaries with people. Not say yes when you really mean no. I feel like if you've been doing this and people aren't taking it great, you're like, these people are like depleting your energy. These people or person, it could be one person, but I feel like this is like depleting your energy. It's really making you resentful, and it's really making maybe you feel like taken advantage of, or these people maybe taking advantage of you with the deceit card. It's like something going on with people. So watch who you're with. Watch how people respond to your success, or when you talk about your bliss, or when you bring up something that you do. Watch how people respond and react. I feel like you know mostly who these people are, but it's like it's taking a toll on you, and it's just making you really not want to talk about it. It's like unmotivating you to like continue on this journey. So maybe you may need to detach from these people, the situation, this person, whatever the case may be. But Spirit wants to remind you that you may feel uncomfortable making these boundaries because it's something new that you are doing, that you're not really just comfortable doing because you don't know how to do it, or you feel like you don't want to be mean, or whatever the case may be. And Spirit is reminding you that boundaries are very much a spiritual act. They are to help you first and foremost by giving you love, compassionate, and an unconditional love to yourself. That's what setting boundaries is all about. And I do feel like Spirit is reminding you that when your boundaries are clear and when you set them with others, you know where you stand with them, basically. And then you're able to give freely. You're able to kind of not involve yourself in petty conflict. You're able to just kind of be yourself, and to go down this path, and to trust yourself, and to dream, and to really, have no fear doing anything. Because I do feel like there may be a little bit of fear here interfering with these people, because they really may bring you down, or this person or situation, it may really just bring you down, and you just don't want to get involved because it takes your energy from this new direction you're going in, from this inspired creative path that you're going down. And Spirit is really just saying, like, give yourself what you need. Do not fear loss. Something about your intuition in terms of like your belly. I feel like you have a really strong gut feeling, and Spirit wants to remind you to tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you and what is not. How does it feel? And then what this gut feeling is trying to say. And I feel like this gut feeling is trying to say, be fearless. Don't lie to yourself. Make sure you're not deceiving yourself in any way, so that you have a clear interpretation of if other people are deceiving you. And I feel like you already do, but there may be some people around you that you may not be sure are deceiving you, but you know already, because you're just kind of putting two and two together, and you're listening to your gut feeling, but you may just not be aware that you're listening to your gut feeling when it comes to certain people around you. And I feel like these people may be in the same field as you, or may do the same work as you, but they're like jealous of your creativity. They're jealous of whatever work you do, your art, in whatever way you express your art. They're jealous of it. And I feel like that's a really strong message I'm getting right now. And Spirit is asking you to trust those and to create boundaries with those people. If that means keeping them at a distance, or not really talking about your work that much, not like keeping it from them, because we don't want to like discredit you or suppress yourself. But, and also I feel like if you have to pay like watch what you say around someone or walk on eggshells around someone or like anything like that. I think that's that's a sign to be like, maybe you shouldn't be around this person. You know, if you have to like hide yourself because you're afraid of how they will respond because they're always mean or negative or just don't support you, then I don't think obviously, but spirit saying like you shouldn't be around those people is reminding you that you get to choose who you're around, and you don't have to feel guilty about letting go of anyone who makes you feel bad or doesn't really strengthen or empower you to be your best self or do anything that, or whatever makes you happy. So we have here God's in charge, and God can be anything, source, creator, you know, whatever you call your higher power. But it says here, dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. So I do feel like you have the power to heal the situation. God has the power, and you are an extension of God, so you also have that power to heal it in whatever way, shape, or form you feel like you need to heal it. And I feel like most of you is just going to be like creating boundaries with these people, but you know, spirit is reminding you to, you can let this go. You know, you can trust that the divine is helping, the divine is giving you the wisdom, the divine is creating a balanced, stable, trying to create or will create a balanced and stable situation for you. But you have to do your part, you have to help, you have to, you know, set those boundaries in place. Only then will that create like the big happy changes with this card that I see here. And a lot of this has to do with your work. I feel like you all are going down a new path or expanding your path or just found new inspiration on your path. But I do feel like you're going down this path that's going to bring a lot of happiness and opportunities and changes, a lot of abundance. I feel like this is something that all of you have wished for quite some time, your whole life. Even, and it's like you've been yearning for it, and you're finally on your way to doing it, but there is a blockage here, and it comes from like other people and just how they're perceiving you, and possibly how you're perceiving them. So boundaries need to be in place with that. And I feel like after that, you know, you can start getting your hope and faith back, because I feel like maybe you lost hope in your creative path or in these people that you're around or something like that. And spirit is reminding you that, you know, that's a feeling from basically a lack of boundaries. You know, hope is always there. You are hope, you are faith, you are the light. You know, you get to decide everything how you feel, like you have free will. So spirit is reminding you of that. And know, like, you can have hope whenever you want to have hope again. Hope is never lost, you know. It's always there. You're always connected to it, because like I was saying, you are hope, you are trust, you're everything that you're looking for and more. Basically, you're an infinite being of just everything there is to exist, of light and love. And you can get back on your path and follow your bliss at any time. You know, the more that you release this fear, the more that you release this maybe anger for people who aren't supporting you in the way that you think, or that you release all this like low vibe energy, spirit is reminding you that the faster these changes will take place, the faster that you can be on your way, the faster that you can get towards your happiness and just feel aligned again, and just feel maybe open to be vulnerable again with people, the more that you can experience the joy that these changes are going to bring into your life. So that is what I see for you guys. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this provided some type of guidance or clarity to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile if you feel guided to do so. I am sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.